Hey, what's shaking, everybody? Excuse me. It is Sunday morning, and as usual, I do a little. Hey, don't forget to tune in tonight to watch Selling Past Your Expiration Date, being Thrifty Over 50. We're still on, but it's a special time today. So I wanted to make sure that everyone knew because of its Super Sunday. We're going to be on today at 3 p.m. East Coast, noon on the West Coast. That means a little less than 2 hours from now. So plenty of time to hang out with mom and me and get some learning done and then watch the big game. So here's what we're talking about today. Are you good at researching when you're listing your items? Or have you ever said this term? Well, prices are all over the map. 99 times out of 100, when someone says that, they really aren't. What happens is they don't drill down enough. So when you do research, sometimes you most often should start broad, but then narrow to what you have. And most people don't do that because the examples I have today, mom gave me some, I have some, and then two of you from the thrifting board gave me some. Once you drill it down, that answer is right in front of you. The prices really aren't all over the map, but you're leaving it too broad. So that's what we're talking about today. Because we've all got those words or those sayings that we hear when people say them, you're like, ugh, nails on a chalkboard. I don't want to hear that ever again. Prices are all over the map is the one for me. It drives me mad bonkers. So it's a 1-2 thing. It's, are you doing proper research? But also, are you spending too much time researching on something that ain't going to be worth your time? So you have to find that happy medium. And just as an example, one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is tiki mugs. I know, shocker. Okay, other than the color, these two are seemingly the same mug. However, this one is worth 25 and this one is worth 50 plus. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to show you how we start broad and then drill down. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat today. And then use all the research tools you have at your fingertips. Now, you might not have all of them at your fingertips, but as you grow and expand as a seller, you should have all these, especially if you're doing somewhat collectibles, because we're going to talk Worth Point, we're going to talk Terra Peak, and because Ann in the thrifting board and the Secret Reach sent me a plush she couldn't find, and I actually found it, but I had to do a little bit of digging to find it. So anytime any of you have written prices all over the map, and I go do some looking, they're not. There's a sweet spot. You can tell the sweet spot. Now, some of us, like me, can see a whole bunch of sold numbers and see the sweet spot without having to break out a calculator. But if you got to break out a calculator, there ain't no harm in that. If you don't see numbers like I see numbers, no biggie. Break out that calculator and figure it out. Now, if there's 2 or 3, probably don't need that calculator. But if what you have, there's 10, 11, 30, 50, I have to bring out a calculator. But I can always see that sweet spot. Now, also, when we talk about this today, there is things to think about. Here's the things you never think about, and I'll end on this. Oh, let me switch my graphic to remind you it is 3 o'clock today. There we go. Don't forget, 3 o'clock East Coast, noon West Coast. So that means it's 2 in the Midwest and 1 in the mountains, and then noon here. Well, I lost my train of thought. See, I went to my graphic and I lost my. What was I talking about, Mac? Were you paying attention to me? Okay, thanks. Yeah. All right. Backing it up. Yes, there is always an average, and that's the thing. You got to figure out that. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. You put me back on the track. Now, once you figure out the sweet spot, you might say, well, Jay, I see the sweet spot, $30, but yours is priced at 40. And that's when you got to add that little last bit. You got to compare terms of service. If everyone is selling it for 30 and they don't offer returns and they don't offer international shipping, but you do, you can command a somewhat higher price, sometimes a lot more and sometimes a little more. But think about this. If one seller is selling it for $30 and they're only offering to 330 million people, and me is offering it to 7.6 billion, I can charge a little bit more because I'm the one that's out there going, yeah, I'll ship to you in Spain, or I'll ship to you in Russia. And also returns plays a big role because guess what? You can say you don't have returns, but most platforms, not all, eBay for sure, We'll force a return if you've not delivered what was promised. I won't even shop with you. People always say, hey, I'm doing fine. I don't need to have returns. But what they don't know is what they can never see, what they can never measure is those of us who just left. If I go to your item on eBay and you say no returns, I just move on. I don't care if it's the holiest of holy grails and tiki mugs. I move on because A, that means you don't care about your customers, and B, I don't feel protected, even though I truly am by eBay. But I'd rather give my business to someone that offers good customer service, and that means returns. So that's what we're going to talk about. It's a big kind of sphere. You got to start broad, then narrow, and then make sure you're using all your research tools, and then also compare terms of service. So it's a big thing. But once you get it, once it clicks, and that's what we're going to talk about today with examples. So sometimes some people need to see it, broken down, and I got it ready to go. We're going to search it like this way, and then like this way, and then like this way. So I can really show you how to drill down. But once you get it, then you get it. Then it's super duper easy to see that sweet spot. And that way also, you don't spend too much time. I see people spending hours on an item that's going to end up being worth $20. Now, of course, you want to make sure that item isn't worth $1,000. But some things you can tell, and we have one of those examples today. So, it's called analysis paralysis, and I know some of you are that's you. You spend 47 hours on an item that's going to sell for $3.22. So, all right, 3:00 today. That is East Coast time, special time. Please let everyone know that watches the show. Don't turn at the regular time because the game will be on, and whether or not you're rooting for Kansas City or Tampa Bay or don't care about either, you're probably going to be watching or in a household that has it on. So we definitely don't want to interrupt that. Plus, I gamble on the game. So I will not be doing a show. But we wanted to do a show anyway. Like, hey, let's do an early one today. So no, I can't do a talk on that, Ken, because I am still on PayPal. So that's the one bummer that I've not been able to talk about managed payments at all because I don't know. I'm not there. So I can't talk about it till I get there. But I use a service that eBay hasn't figured out a way to use managed payments with this service, and it's an approved service by eBay. And so until they do, I might be one of the last ones through the door. So that's the only bummer. I can't help, I can't teach, I can't guide, I can't lead because I'm not there. I will be one of the last ones out of the PayPal bubble into the managed payments. I want to be there. It doesn't bother me because it now works like every other platform. But until they figure it out, I'm not giving up my international sales. So, yep, analysis paralysis. Any chance you found info on the HM t-shirts we talked about? Now, whoever wrote that, you didn't give StreamYard permission to show your name. So Facebook user, I don't know who you are. HM shirts. I'm going to blame the fact that I'm 50 now. I don't remember that conversation. So message me. And I will then remember and take a look. All right. Today, in less than 2 hours. So set your alarm. Go to your Apple Watch right now and say, hey, Apple. Hey, Siri. Set my alarm for 2:58 if you live on the East Coast. Mark it down. Set a timer. Set a timer for an hour and 38 minutes. So when it goes off, you'll be like, why is that going off? Oh, yeah. It's JPEG time. All right. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. I got to finish up prepping for you guys. So we'll see you in less than 2 hours on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching on Facebook, head over to YouTube at 3:00 Eastern, Jason T. Smith, and that's Real Fine Mom and I talking about the research. Oh, and Mom says she has an amazing haul, and my dad was in the background going, yeah, it was good. And she's been teasing us a story from an estate sale from a couple of weeks ago. So tons of good stuff. We'll fill you with good stuff, fun, learning, and then set you off to watch the game. That's our plan, and we're going to stick to it. And I'll see you soon. Bye.